Okay, before anything else, yeah, I messed up the hair. We all see it. We all know it. I addressed it. Okay, hi everyone, see you here with another video today. Yeah, so you guys decided that today's video is all about blending. It's not, ow, fucking shit. It's not a topic that I really like to talk about because I don't really know a lot about blending. But yeah, I do it. It's more of a muscle memory than a I know things memory. So yeah, there's that. But anyway, I will try to teach you my amazing knowledge and all that. I'm gonna punch you! Like I was saying before I was rudely interrupted. Let's just jump into the tips. Yeah. But before that, let me just tell you a little thing. Follow me on Instagram. Because apparently that works. And there you can, like, you can be there. Go over there. We are kind of like 26,000 there. So, yeah, there's that. Okay, let's go to the tips. And this is my last piece, by the way. Thank you, bye. Okay, tip number 1. So, this is the basics. Let's just strip everything. Let's just strip. No, don't do that. It's for another website. It ends in tube, but starts with the red or the porn. No, that's the hub. I don't know. Basics. Find images that fit your concept with the same horizon and the same perspective. Blah, blah, blah. Find images that have good perspectives that fit together, because sometimes I see these things on Instagram with like 10,000 elements that don't really fit, are not blended, are from completely different perspectives, and that makes me go insane. And yeah, there's that. Please find things like this and put them together with things like this. I don't know what these two are because I can't see shit, but they will be here at some point if I don't forget about it. What is my life? Okay, tip number 2. I actually do this, and I do this on the speed edit at the end of this video, but you have a clip right here. I usually do use camera raw to blend my images, and that's odd, but it really isn't. It's a daytime photo. I go over with camera raw. I turn everything like bluish and all that because it's nighttime, and then I do the same thing to the subject. I do the same thing to the car. In this particular piece, I do the same thing to every single aspect of the piece, and then when I'm moving forward, I try to fix, like, the image will not look all blue. Of course, you have to go balance it with like yellows and oranges and all that. So I make my base faster using camera raw. People use camera raw, people use levels, people use curves. Camera raw just works best for me for some weird reason. One quick tip is to, before you use camera raw, to blend color-wise an image. By the way, I'm saying blending in terms of color, not like actually blend, like erasing stuff from it, you know what I mean? So yeah, before you do any type of color blend on camera raw, turn your photo, whatever, to a smart object. So that way the camera raw adjustments will appear as a filter to that smart object, and then you can edit it, or you can duplicate it to another smart object. And I do that a lot to turn my flow a bit faster. So there's that. Look at me giving actual tips. Third tip, and this one is kind of not a tip, but yeah, when I started this a year and a half ago, I downloaded a lot of brushes, like a lot of brushes. I used like 3. I was scared of using it. I had too many brushes. They scared the living shit out of me because I didn't know how to use any of them. So what I ended up doing is finding what I need to do in the things I like to do. So like this. I love this piece right here. This is the last one I did, so I'm like blasting it everywhere. So yeah, enjoy the fuck out of that. As you can see, I use a lot of forest things. So one of the brush types I need is a foliage brush, or let's say a flower brush, or a brunch brush, or like I need nature-based brushes. So I go and I search for exactly that. I don't go and search for, let's say, like, oh, this is a cool like electricity brush set, or this is a cool tire brush set, this is a cool like wood brush set. Like, if you don't need that, if you don't actually do stuff related to that brush set, don't download that. Try to download like a concept art brush set, because they usually are really well balanced. That's what I did. The brush set I use is going to be on the description, I think, as always. I don't really know if there's a link for that already, but yeah, if it isn't, there will be there now. But yeah, that's the third tip. Find a good brush set that fits what you do. Fourth tip, I really want to do the 5-tip thing, because that's a really good SEO term to put in my title, just so you know. Oh my god, my hair is a mess. I'm so mad. Yeah, you can like adjust the values of color, because that's a big part of blending images. And when you go to the value, you can do this trick. It's setting everything on your window to grayscale, and then you will see if the piece you're doing is really balanced or it's completely different values. And what I mean by that is like this right here, I would say it's the whitest value here, so it would be the higher value of the frame, and maybe this right here would be the lowest value of the frame, and me right here, we will be like the medium value. You need to have that to create depth, to create contrast. That really brings interest to an image, and to actually blend images. Because if you have some a stock image that really looks faded, and then you put it up against a really contrasty image, they don't fit, sis. They don't. They will never fit if you don't adjust them. So try to look out for that type of thing. Like, do the grayscale. You can even do a black and white layer adjustment as in color. That actually kind of works. Check the values and adjust them with like levels layer, a selective color layer. Like, try things out. Try and feel whatever fits your personal workflow. By the way, just a quick tip: the farther behind you things are, or the farthest behind the focal point things are, they usually get faded, they usually get unsaturated, and there usually is like an atmospheric depth, like filter thing. Like, when you look into the horizon, things tend to look bluish because there's pollution. So remember that the closest something is to the focal point, the highest the contrast. And when something is right here, like here, let's say I didn't have those two lights that are right there, but if things are right here, they would be blurry, they would be usually really high contrast. So think about that. Think about those types of elements. Like, if you have something really close to the camera, it will be blurry. If something is really far, usually it would be unsaturated and faded. Think about that. That really helps with blending images, because sometimes you can even hide mistakes by doing that. Okay, the 5th tip, because this is a good SEO. 5th tip, let me see. Okay, I have a good tip. I have a good tip. Yeah. My 5th tip would be practice. Do a lot of practice. Don't be lazy. Don't just sit around waiting for something to just happen. Like, you actually have to try. When I started 1.5 years ago, I actually did a piece every single day. It was crazy. I loved it. I loved it even more now. But yeah, like that made me be able to create a lot more in a lot less time. So when I started, I would take like 6, 7, 8 hours to create a really not good piece. But it was fun for me. I would be here like working and testing out things, and it was really fun. But then now I can do a lot more elements, a lot more blending, a lot more work in a lot less time, because I created that workflow that works. I tested things out. I now know what I like to use and what I don't. So there's that. That really helped me practice. So please do that. Please practice. Please don't copy things. Please, do things from scratch. And okay, you want more like actual tips? Use subject selection. It works wonders on the new Photoshop 2020. You can just like blur the edges sometimes, and if it's and people don't really notice it, most of us are not creating for print, so it doesn't really matter. Another thing I usually do is if I'm doing like a specific color scheme that I really liked from I don't know, like some photo I saw, whatever, I take that photo, I blur it with Gaussian blur or whatever, like a 50%, and then I put it on overlay or soft mask, soft something, overlay in the other one, and then I put it at like 20 or 30%, that layer, so you have a really cool like color scheme started from where you can actually work. Another tip that I could give you guys is to go slow, but there's things you don't need really to like let's say hair. Everyone is obsessed with, oh, I need every single strand of hair. Yes, you do. If you are doing a professional job, if you know how to do it, and if it really matters, because try to focus on things that matter to the final piece. If the strand of hair right here doesn't matter, fuck it, erase that shit, move along, Jesus. And my last advice that really works for me, it doesn't really work for everybody, but it works for me, so test it out. If it works for you, good. If it doesn't, good, you tested something out. Do quick things. Don't stay like 10 hours editing something that it really will not bring you a lot of knowledge after like the first 4 to 5 hours, maybe. Like, do a lot of concepts and test a lot of things. Don't just sit there trying to like brush grass. That is it. That is that. There's it. There's me. This is me. This is you. Okay, goodbye. But yeah, if you like this video, give it a thumbs up and subscribe down below. Do all of those things. Leave a comment. Tell me what you want to do next. What you want me to do. Jesus Christ. On the next video. And yeah, follow me everywhere if you want to. Check my things out. And now enjoy the spit edit. Bye.